time now for your health topic. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition which includes extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. To give us more on narcissistic personality disorders, clinical psychologist Daisy Gamxamus. Very good evening to you, Daisy, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to everyone who's listening and or watching.
Thank you, thank you. Daisy, let's perhaps start off with what is the correct term for narcissism as a disorder? What exactly is it, like, if you were to put it in layman's terms?
So what we would refer to it as a disorder is the narcissistic personality disorder. And the word personality there is really important because what it indicates to us is that it is a characteristic. So it's a trait and it's lifelong. So it's not something that you can have for a short period of time and then you don't have it. And you actually hit the nail right on the head when you said it is about an exaggerated sense of how important I am and really needing to be admired by others. But then we also lack the ability to think about other people, to empathize with their feelings, and then people tend to also exploit other people. So they show sort of behavior that is really manipulative and exploits other people.
But how does one know that there are narcissists? Are the people that actually do come out and say, I think I might be a narcissist, or how does one diagnose this?
So usually when we look at, so we've got our diagnostic manual and we look at certain symptoms that are quite important. And one of the most important ones is if we have this grandiose, a really overinflated sense of self-importance, but we also have a preoccupation about how beautiful we are, how powerful we are, how important we are, and we believe that we're quite special. We need a lot of admiration, so people need to continuously give us, say how powerful we are, how good we're looking, how smart we are. We almost can't function without those. And a sense of entitlement that people really should be treating us in a specific way, even when it's quite unreasonable. And the other key one is also the exploitation, so manipulating other people in order to get what we want and to achieve what we want. And then the other one is also lacking empathy, so not really caring about other people, or identifying with their feelings. So somebody can come tell you that they're sad, and then that person will be like, yeah, that's not important. I'm really important, and my feelings are important. And sometimes it's also about, also being envious of other people. And lastly, there's sort of an arrogance that people sometimes have. How to diagnose it often, it's really, I'm always a bit cautious. I tell people, be very cautious around self-diagnoses. There are trained professionals who are trained in diagnosing these and recognizing these symptoms, because sometimes some of these might be culturally specific. These symptoms don't sound like they're very, easily identifiable, but sometimes you will see that people who have a narcissistic personality disorder also have really difficult interpersonal relationships. And they find it difficult to have long-term relationships because it's difficult for people to deal with some of the symptoms.
Lastly, Daisy, if a person does acknowledge that indeed they are a narcissist, where does one start with treatment? Where do I go? What's the first step?
So there's many different schools of looking at this. Many people believe that there isn't really a treatment for this because it is a personality disorder. So it is part of who you are. However, for many psychologists, so this is definitely something within the realm of psychology where you would have to see a clinical psychologist and not someone like a social worker or a counselor who is not trained in this. And we look at how to manage some of the behavior. So treatment for narcissistic personality disorder is about helping somebody to recognize what they're doing, to manage some of the symptoms. But there's not a cure for this.
Daisy, thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge about the narcissistic personality disorder. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right. The daily roundup will continue after this. Stay tuned.